Hello YouTubers. Well, today's the day I'm going to be replacing the bottom seat cushion on my 2007 Chevrolet Silverado. The cushion came in and the cover is right there. So I'm going to start this process by prying up these covers here, right there, right here. So let's get to it. Okay, so we got the covers off. I also went ahead and took off the inside cover. All that does is lift off. Same thing with this one. It sits back here. It just lifts off and just work its way out. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to disconnect the power cable to it, and I'll show you the cable when it comes out and then what I took to get it out. Right now you can't get a camera up in there to take a look at what it is prior to, but I'll get you an image of what it is. And then I'm going to be unscrewing the 4 bolts and working with the seat forward and backward based on access to the bolts. Like that one there, I'm gonna have to move the seat forward to get access to those. Anyway, we'll get going and be right back. I have all the 4 bolts out. 2 of them were bolts. The ones in the rear were bolts. The ones up front were nuts. And in my French fry trap, weren't too many French fries down here, but there was a cover here, essentially pull up, and it exposes the wiring harness. So we're going to be disconnecting that from here. We're going to disconnect it here, but then it's also wedged right here. This bound to the seat. So we're going to disconnect it here and disconnect it there. And then I need to pull this cover here off, which will expose the seat belt bolt behind it. And then the chair or seat should come right out. All right, let me disconnect that. You know, I can't do these things one-handed, so disconnect those 2 things. Pull this cover here off. I believe this has got to come off. This will come off, and this will come off. All 3 should slide right out. If it doesn't, I'll let you know, but that's what should happen. Be right back. Okay, disconnected the wiring harness and pulled this from right here. And now this handle here is actually held in with a clip right here, that metal clip. I've seen those before under the hood for certain things, but it should be like a U-clip that slides down in there and locks the handle in place. So I'm going to pull that up. We should free this, and then I should be able to pull those 2 off. Anyway, be right back. So everything was as I said. This pulled the clip out. This is the clip. It just pushed up, popped right out. I can imagine it's gonna be a devil of a time putting it back in, but that's what it is. This just pried off, and this required a lot of force to get it to pull out. So we're gonna disconnect this here. I should just pry. I can't do it one-handed. It should pry off, and the ball should come out, kind of like a door handle. Pry this up, pull the ball through. Should be good to go. Then we'll pull this panel off and expose the seatbelt bolts. Okay, so I'm an idiot. There's a panel here that uncovers the seatbelt bolt, and it's a Torx T50. So that is it. I believe the seat should come out. Anyway, let me get the seat out, and I'll put it on the back of the truck, and we'll work from there. Okay, everything's out of the truck. Seats in the back of the truck, back of the bed. We're going to take the cushion and the cover and start working on that. So in order to do that, we got to take this apart. This section here has already come apart. Typically that would be in here and here. So taking it apart work has gotten easier. These we're going to, in fact I'll show you. Don't know if this screwdriver is long enough, but what we're going to do is push this in and out. Gotta take this cover here off. There's a bolt here, and then clips here and further down. It's not focusing, but there's one just like this further down. So let me get the bolt out, and then we'll pull this panel here off. And you see right here, it's held in right here as well. So let me get that off, and then we'll pull this side off, and it'll almost be out. Okay, so there's more clips than what I thought. we saw a clip here and a clip here, but there's also a clip here, right up here, that we didn't see. We did see these two, or this push pin here that went there, but there's also one further up. Other than that, there was nothing else in there. This thing just kind of popped right off. So the next thing we're going to do is, I've already went ahead and unclipped this. You saw how to clip it. It just slides in right there. I just pull it back, push in and pull back. So the next thing we got to do is unclip something on the back of the seat. Let's the seat turned over. We need to pull this panel here off. Excuse me. This panel here comes off. It's holding this right here, which is part of this seat cushion, the bottom seat cushion. So we're going to pull this panel up, maybe. I can't do it one-handed. I think it just pries off. That's what it looks like, just pry clips. So I'm going to pry that back, and then I'm going to be able to push this fabric in and back out of that channel. So, okay, right back. So I was able to get this pulled back. Then I started to pull this here out of that channel. No easy way to get it. There it is. So now the seat cushion should come out. Well, we're gonna put it back up there first. And now this should come out. There we go. I didn't pull back on that panel hard enough. I'm gonna save that for no reason other than it's factory original. Terrible shape. But several asses have enjoyed it for 270,000 plus miles, so why not? So now we need to put the new foam together. I'll probably clean up this seat, clean it out. I like to keep stuff like this. Like that right there. I don't know what it means, but I have it. Okay, so let me clean this up, and then we'll put the fabric on the new seat cushion Be right back. Okay, so this is the seat cushion from the seat shop. I think that's what they were. Anyway, I'm going to start putting the fabric on, and to do that, you see the blue channel here. It clips into these clips here. We'll do that all the way down, and this is what locks it in place. It does not need hog rings, so we're gonna put those in, push them in until you hear them click. I'm gonna start here, work my way out and up evenly, and making sure that I have enough fabric on the front and the back to get this through. So can't do it one-handed, but I'm just going to be popping these into the clip. So be right back. To give you an idea how this is going to work, essentially I just did the middle. I'm going to be peeling back here, and I'm going to just push the blue through the orange. That's all I'm doing. So that's all you'll need to do. Okay, so it's clipped in. All I did was pull this around the front. If it were leather, it would have been hard, probably, but this was being glued, that is cloth. There was no issues. So what we're gonna do now is slide this piece through the bottom channel that was back there, and let me get that prepped and ready, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what I've done is I pulled the cloth through here. I know it's not how it's supposed to be, but what this does is it allows me to pull pretty far back, getting the cushion to sit where it's supposed to sit on the metal stand. I don't know. Anyway, I'll pull this back and push it back through here in a minute, but I just want to make sure I can grip it hard enough and pull enough slack, because now I'll feed it through this plastic and pull it down the bottom and work from there. Okay. So I pulled it through here, brought it around, and clipped it into where it's supposed to be. No struggles at all, just pulled it through here, clip this back, and now I think I'm ready to push these sides in. Both sides come around and in. So I don't think I can do this. Oops. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, so I'm going to push that through. So the cushion is locked in. These pieces here were put in. I'm sure you saw that side. And then this, you have to pull pretty hard in order to get that channel to kind of loop around and then go into the metal plate. But it does. You just have to pull. And now the seat is back together. So the next thing I'm going to do is put this side piece back together here, and let's see. This goes through here. Just looking down in there to see if things are lined up right, and they aren't down here. Can't see. Anyway, how you are now. This side here, when I'm lining up, is those, and the one further up in there. So that's lined up. That's lined up. Just make sure these line up. I think we're ready to pop it back in. And she's back in. Next, I want to do this thing here. I'd rather do that handle out here than in the car. So let's just put the seat back up. Anyway, I'm gonna put the handle in, and you saw that U-clip. It's gonna be a two-handed job, so I'll be right back. So the more I thought about this, I think what I can do is put the pin in now and slide it in. So, no, maybe not. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a go. Can't do it one-handed. That is all it took. So that clip is back in place. Anyway, I need to figure out what's happened here. Oh, I just had to put the screw in. So I'm gonna put the screw back in, put these pieces back on. And if you recall, I said I had you, it's like doing a door handle on a car. You put the pin back in. Clips in. Clip in. All right, so let me put that screw in, push this in, and put that back together. So, okay, these are back in, and there's a channel that this goes in. That's why I struggled for a brief moment. There's only one way it's going to go in, so you'll see it. There's teeth, two teeth, could be anywhere, but mine were right here. Two teeth. Line this up with the teeth, push in. So this is all back together. Seat cushion nice and in. It's like a brand new seat. So now I'm going to put this back in the truck. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. So the seat's back in, and now everything is just the reverse. I'm gonna be connecting back up the seat belt, putting in the 4 bolts, putting back on the covers. And I think, oh, and the wiring harness, connecting back up the wiring harness. And then this is done. So I'll be back to review things in just a minute. Okay, so it's all back together. I hooked up the wiring harness, put the cover back over it, put back over the covers, put back over the cover to this. And I wanted to show you this. This is the screws that are in the seat. They're on all 4 corners. 2 are bolts, but all it takes is a 15 millimeter to get it in and out. No problem. It's not gonna, doesn't even remotely feel like it's gonna strip. The 15s go on the front, 12s go on the back bolt. The 7 millimeter went right here, and then you'll need a screwdriver and a 50 millimeter or T50 star, whatever they call it. Anyway, put it back together. Now, first seat. Well, she's firmer than she last was, but probably to be expected. The other one was pretty down toward the bottom, so I feel like I'm further up for sure. Let's go down. I think I'm gonna like it, especially on long rides. I have to go to Kentucky from time to time, and it gets to be a backbreaker, and I think part of it is because of the seat cushion, which is what started this whole process. Anyway, all in all, if I wouldn't have done a video, I would say this would have taken me about an hour, maybe no more than an hour. It's not hard, no rocket science involved, no special tools beyond a T50. If you got a T50, have at it. This is right up your alley. Anyway, if you like the video, like the video.